What's up, Big Brother fans? It is time to celebrate because Shari T and me, Anchorpete, we are here to discuss the finale of Big Brother Season 22, Big Brother Allstars. Y'all ready to begin? Here we go.
Let's celebrate.
Hell yeah. Hey, here's your party favor. Let's go. Now, we want you all to stay with us for this video because we brought our A game just like the winner, Cody, brought his A game. I didn't spill that shit. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so we are in a good mood.
I'm giddy.
Yes.
This is the best I've felt all season, and what better time than in the finale? Because I think we've known for a long time that Cody was the deserving winner.
Cheers.
This season. Cheers. It was just really nice to see it all come to fruition. I'm so proud of him for cutting Nicole and bringing Enzo. It was like the best thing that happened all season, wasn't it? We like both kind of got teary-eyed. It was so good.
It was. It was very good in the lead up to it, and then at the actual moment, it was like watching a football game. Just like that time I was telling you that Jay and I saw that girl get cut, right, Christine?
Yeah.
And we were just kind of like we're on the edge of our seat. We jumped up, like yeah.
Yeah, because Enzo was like breaking my heart when he lost the competition to Cody with the swinging pigs.
Yes, all those pigs.
He was so upset, and it was really difficult to watch, and it was so real. I thought, kind of for a partially maybe scripted reality show, his emotions I thought were very real, and Enzo kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Yes.
This episode, but then it was so nice to see it given back to him his hope. Cody did that for him. I just kind of love Cody.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad that you brought up that particular competition because I think that is worthy of discussion. That competition and then the one with the records afterwards too. So let's just break it down piece by piece tonight's episode. Ready? Here we go. The first competition, Cody and Enzo are against each other. Enzo goes first. They have to place cutouts of contestants in front of a screen and take a picture of the contestants, right? They have to do that though and not get these swinging freaking pigs in the shot at all, like a piece of the pig at all. They can't be in the shot. So it's very challenging, right? So Enzo's up there and he's kind of trying to figure out what to do. He's pushing the pigs out of the way. He kind of fumbles with the cutouts too, like where does he put them? And then he has this one moment where you already knew Enzo was gonna lose, right? Because he's against Cody.
Yeah, and it's just not his kind of challenge.
No.
It's asking questions where he has to remember things. It's never his strong suit. And then on top of that, he has to figure out a strategy to make the pigs swing in a way that's not in his way. And he does eventually. It just takes him a while.
Oh, but boy, did he have this like tragic moment where he looked at this one prompt and it said, you have to find these 3 contestants, and he read it as 2 contestants. So he just kept putting 2 contestants up, and it like ate up time and time and time. And then finally it dawned on him he has to get 2.
He has to get 3.
Oh, he has to get 3. Look at that. And, the champagne's already hitting me right now. But anyway,
I like to think you're excited.
I'm very excited. Cody comes in and he's like, okay, well, first of all, I gotta push all the pigs out on the right-hand side to the right. I gotta push all the pigs on the left-hand side to the left. And then I'm gonna jump down and run up the steps because that'll save some time. So he says all this, and then they go to reveal the scores. Nicole shows the 2 scores. And Enzo's score is like 37 minutes, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, poor guy, right? You feel bad for him. And then it's like, okay, we were kind of speculating what's Cody's going to be. Is it going to be like 11?
Enzo speculates. This is why he's killing me. He's like, what, did he get 15 minutes? What, did he get 11 minutes? He's all upset.
Yeah, Enzo said like 13.
And then they reveal it.
And it's like 4 freaking minutes and change.
It's brutal.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And like Cody deserves a freaking Oscar for just keeping a straight face because he wants to jump up and down and be excited that he won.
Yeah.
And he can't because Enzo's so upset and he cares about Enzo and Enzo's his friend, so he just kind of like looks grim and solemn, and Enzo loses his shit.
Oh, he really does. He has this real rant, and it's like very realistic, because he's just
I think it was totally his feeling, emotional, and I don't think there's any scripting with that.
He's like, end the show now, bro. Just end the show. Just cut me now. You deserve it. Go up there, and that's actually probably how I would act in that moment.
He reminded me a little bit of how you act when you're upset. That's how I kind of feel. Like I know it was real,
Oh yeah.
And why shouldn't it be? It's a big deal, and he felt like he lost his opportunity. He was disappointed in himself. I think we've all felt that way at some point, and
yes.
Anyway, I don't know. He broke all of our hearts. Even I think Nicole cried a little bit. With her, I never know how real her crying is, but it was painful.
Oh, we're going to talk about Nicole too, because there's one point I wanted to make about her while we were watching the show. So,
All right.
so anyway, this is our live reaction, right? We just watched it, and we got our hats on, and we're talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, second competition. Cody and Nicole are in a mock record store, and there's all these fun records based on the previous contestants that have been eliminated, and they have to decide between A, B, and C choices, which one is the false choice. And it's like this ridiculous stuff of like, you know, who was a have-not 5 times, and like, it's just like this person won HOH after this person.
Yeah. And did Christmas go out before or after this? So and so was a have-not. Yeah, it was really detailed stuff.
Yeah, and see, like Shari always says to me, hey, they have nothing else to do, so they're just always talking about this stuff, always thinking about this stuff. But dude, I would bomb that so hard. Like I can't. We've been doing these episodes, and I can't even remember any of those details.
You're kind of an Enzo.
I'm definitely an Enzo, bro.
You got the social game, and you will never see the block. That's why you need to go on.
That's
and
why
I digress.
Yeah.
I just think you should go on.
Yeah, this hat should go on. I gotta find someone and use them like a weapon, bro. That's what I gotta do. We'll get to that part too.
I feel like it's a little KKK or something.
Oh yeah, we can take it off. We definitely don't want to give that vibe up in Cedar Park. That's for sure. There we go. It's good. It's good for my balding. So anyway, so it's real close, right? And Cody gets the first question right, Nicole gets it wrong, and then they proceed to get every other question right for the remainder of the competition. And so they had 8 questions. Cody gets all 8. Nicole gets 7. Comes down to this point where Cody has to, as the head of household, decide who's he keeping, Enzo or Nicole. And
we're pretty sure he's keeping Nicole because there's been so many rumors about maybe that they have a final 2 deal. They're moms or friends. That there's been talk on the live feed that they might be splitting the money, whichever one wins. So we're kind of like depressing. He's gonna take Nicole, right?
Wouldn't that be real juicy if he did make a promise to her that, hey, we're going to split the winnings if we go to the final 2, and then he chose not to take her? I think that would be so freaking juicy.
It would be juicy and rough, but I think they still might have a deal, and he still might be owing her money.
Ooh, oh, that's rough.
Okay, but anyway, go on.
Okay, so they both plead their case to Cody, and it's a pretty upsetting moment, right? Because Enzo, Nicole says this one thing of like, we've had a deal since the beginning of the first episode.
She's crying, so you know she kind of suspects something's up.
She's like, I would take you if role was reversed. And then Enzo pretty much says like, you know, you've been my ride or die, and I've been loyal to you. So they both are like real serious, and Cody just looks like it's like an Oscar-worthy movie. You know, he has these like real serious looks on his face.
I think it really is torture a little bit for him to have to pick between the 2 and have to tell one of them, I'm cutting you, because they are, you know, very close to him and have done everything with him and for him in this game.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So he makes the choice, and we jumped up. We rejoiced. He got rid of Nicole. Now, Nicole said that she knew something was up when she was being interviewed by Julie. Nicole said that she thought that Cody might actually intentionally throw the competition so that he wouldn't have to get Enzo's blood on his hands. And that the fact that he just got every single question right showed that he was really trying to go for it and to win. So I thought that was a really interesting point, too.
Yeah, it just goes to show they think about what they're all thinking about, how their minds are working.
Yeah.
And Nicole played this game in a way just as hard as Cody. She just kind of had this big target, and her style, of course, is a lot more annoying.
So that brings us to the point that I wanted to make about Nicole, and I wanted to see what you thought about this too. So when she's being interviewed by Julie, she says that she intentionally would give off the idea that she's weak, and that she threw a couple of competitions too, you know, just to not appear as a threat in the house. Now, when she was having that conversation with Julie, it kind of started to remind me of why I liked Nicole in the first place, her first 2 seasons, right?
Okay.
Did you feel like that's legit, where she said that she was like purposely trying to appear weak, and that she threw a couple of competitions? Do you think that's legit?
Yes, I do think that's legit, because I saw how she was with her good friend Danny. Danny would take Nicole under her wing, kind of baby her, say, this is what we got to do, girl, and like kind of give her instruction. And Nicole would smile and kind of look sad and, okay, Danny, even though Nicole, you know, in the diary room would tell you she has totally different thoughts, totally different ideas. She feels like something else needs to be done. But she wouldn't let on that she has her own mind and her own ideas to a lot of people. I think Cody probably did truly know her and know this about her, but maybe he was, and maybe Ian knew, I don't know. Danny didn't though. Danny kind of thought she was calling the shots with Nicole, and I think probably a lot of other people did too, that she's sort of this little baby, little sweet baby in the game, you know? Even though she had won before, they should know better, but she is good at playing this like helpless kind of victim type person. Maybe victim's the wrong word, but this like helpless, weak girl. Yeah. And I think there's probably some truth to it. She's a small, like, little, you know, skinny girl, who's not going to be super strong and capable, but she showed she can win things. I'm not sure that I know there's some competitions she wanted to win that she didn't. Yeah. But if she says she threw some, who am I to say it's not true? I don't know. Yeah. You know, I guess I believe her. Yeah. Well,
I think that had things been reversed and Nicole had been sitting next to Cody, I don't think it would have been a unanimous vote.
No, I think Cody still would have won, but it would not have been unanimous because of how impressive would it be for Nicole to get to the final two with such a target on her back. Yes. Right. And so Cody absolutely made the right decision, not just for everybody who had investment, like emotionally in watching, all of the viewers. I think we all wanted Enzo to go to the final two over Nicole. So he made the right decision in that way, but he also made the right decision for his game because he could beat Enzo, and Nicole would have been more of a challenge to beat. Yeah. That's why Cody's the awesomest player, you know?
Yeah. So as we reach the end of this video, Shari, I think that we should talk about like how the jury acted and like their conversations. There was this one part in the jury section where, you know, we always watch the jury debate amongst themselves who's the most deserving, right? And they brought up this term jury management, which we've heard on Big Brother before. Sure. But I think it's interesting how it's kind of evolved because they were saying that jury management is a big part of the show and that it should be done even when you're in the house. Do you agree with that?
How can they manage the jury when they're in the house? Oh, you mean
almost like you're like yes, like you're preparing these people to be on the jury.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's probably true. It's pretty intricate and.
Yeah, but don't you kind of feel like giving it a term like that, like jury management, is just basically saying you have to be aware that you're going to upset these people?
Yes, I do think there's strategy, and I think Tyler kind of was really into that a few years back, where you have to know who you can hurt, kind of like who's gonna take getting cut and not take it personally and understand it's the game. Obviously, Ian's one of those people. He's almost never emotional about it, right? Danny, Cody was able to cut her even though they were super close, and she still wanted him to win. So I think Cody had to kind of know who he could do that to without them being really mad. I mean, obviously, no one was mad enough not to vote for him since it was unanimous, but like I think that is part of jury management.
So with that, that's a very interesting point. So then with that, would you say that you would almost ideally want to stack up the jury with people that appreciate gameplay versus people that are emotional?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, although, you know, it's not that simple. You know, I'm sure emotional players are also ones you don't necessarily want to keep next to you if you're super strategic. So there's some balancing to do.
Yeah, I think that there's been some excellent players in the past that have lost just because of the jury being upset. Versus like Paul's the prime example.
Paul and Tyler both, who were both clear winners of the season, or who were controlling the seasons, didn't win because people were upset with them.
Yeah, and I think that like Mickey won, but it was almost like he just didn't have any kind of.
His competition was Holly, who Holly couldn't even be there without Mickey. So like he was a clear winner too. Yeah. Out of those two, at least.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see how the game continues to evolve. Hopefully next season there'll be more. It'll just be new players to begin with. But let's just talk about Cody real quick as we wrap this up. You know, Shari and I have been making videos, you know, multiple times a week at this point, and so I think that we've probably made at least a dozen, if not more. And so, you know, it's been fun to make these videos for you guys. And is there anything that you can say about Cody and this season, like that you think that we haven't said before?
No, I don't really have anything else to add. I'm just so happy for him. I am kind of interested in that we'll never know, things we'll never know, the behind the scenes. How much did Derek really help him? Because he seems to have been greatly influenced by Derek. And I did hear rumors that Derek had called around saying, please align with Cody. So I don't know how much of that's true. I think it was pretty funny that Janelle came on, you know, on Zoom and said that the first people she would have, like, targeted were Cody and Enzo, who were sitting there in the final two. So I kind of, you know, I always love Janelle, and of course I love her for knowing that they were the biggest threats, because there they are at the end. Anyway, no, I have mostly good things to say about Cody. He had a few arrogant arrogant moments, but he was almost like flawless. I mean, it's kind of funny when they show his stupid moments where he thinks the Texan's an animal and he didn't know what the word ripe means, because all it does is show that maybe he's got some work to do on his book smarts, because he's certainly very intelligent and come on.
You knew the
I
thing
could
with the pigs.
I could go on and on about Cody and how awesome he is.
Yeah, I know you could. I've seen the videos.
Don't you think so too?
I do. And so the thing is that with the final 3, in our last video we mentioned how they all kind of have this story, this almost like this big brother destiny. And I feel like the way that it all resolved, it worked out the best possible way. Nicole had won her 2nd season already as she was on the show, so she was able to redeem herself, right?
She also won that Big Brother Comics stupid luxury challenge they had last week, and she won $10,000, another $10,000 on top of the money she already has. So she didn't walk away empty-handed.
Right. So good. Nicole, check. That's done, right? Then Enzo, Enzo, in his speeches where he talked about like why he deserved to win, he said that he used Cody. He used him like a weapon, and I feel like he was shooting himself in the foot with that weapon right there. That's it. You're basically saying that the other guy is the more deserving person. And so I don't know if Enzo would ever truly win Big Brother, but he was able to go further than he had before and make it to 2nd place.
I know. I think Enzo's not great at articulating what he is good at. Even if he was a great speaker, though, he just didn't do a better job than Cody. I mean, he's up against the mastermind of the season, who also was a pretty nice guy the whole season. As far as how he treated people. So there just wasn't really much Enzo could do. Even if he spoke correctly, he could have maybe got a few more votes to himself. But I did feel for Enzo, because I suspect he needs the money. Like Nicole's over there crying, and Cody, how could you do this to me? I thought she laid quite the little guilt trip. I mean, I'm sure she was upset. Yeah. But I was kind of rolling my eyes like, Nicole, it's about the money probably. And that is eventually what Cody said when she asked her final question. Yeah. She's like, why did you cut me? Why'd you take Enzo instead? And he's like, well, you would have won twice, and when neither one of us have ever won even one time. Yeah. And they're not coming right out and saying it's the money, but that's what the winner gets. So that is what it's about. And I'm really happy Davon won America's Favorite Player.
Yes, and so that was going to be my last point, which was just that besides these 3 sort of having these redemption stories each, Davon won America's Choice. So she won $25,000, I believe. Enzo won $50,000. She won $25,000.
Yes, and I feel like she also needed the money. She's a single mom and totally deserving this season.
She had 1 million votes, and she earned that. And we had talked about who do we think is going to win it, who deserves it. We had gone back and forth about Tyler. It looks like America had gone back and forth about Tyler and Davon as well.
Yeah.
Those are the top 2.
Tyler acted like a stellar person more this season, but Davon was very joyful. I mean, she gave like several great speeches. I think everybody was feeling Davon is easy kind of choice. Yeah. I mean, for me, I would have been back and forth between her and Tyler, but I'm really happy it was her.
Yeah. And last but not least, the grand finale is that Tyler now gets to go home to his beloved. He's not away from her anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very happy.
Angela. Yes.
Do you know that she campaigned for him to win America's Favorite Player by wearing a bikini? Like some sort of thong type. Oh. Look it up.
I'll have to look that up, yeah.
And it says something about Tyler on the butt.
Okay, cool. Well, that was good. We had all this nice redeeming stuff, and then you threw that in there right at the very end, so that's good.
It's reality TV,
Yeah, of course. Nice and trashy. So I think we should do our little toast.
I drink my drink.
Okay, we have finished our reality show coverage, but Shari and I are going to continue to do our little reviews. In the past month, we've done The Rental, we've done I'm Thinking of Ending Things, we've done Nocturne, and we're going to keep reviewing movies.
And Wicker Man.
And Wicker Man, too. So we're going to keep doing our reviews, and maybe eventually we'll do another TV show as well, maybe a drama. But we just want to thank you guys so much for watching us for our Big Brother show. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the Anchorpete channel. You get to see more of Shari T and me as well, too. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys real soon.